Now, going over to the cultural part of the podcast, you have Bud Light Super Bowl calling tweet, but not many people are picking up. In fact, some people may be very well be sending them straight to voicemail. Now, this comes that they spent many marketing dollars to buy an endorsement deal from one of the Manning brothers, a sports balls professional. I think they won a couple Super Bowls throughout the career. This looks like it's is it Peyton or one of the Manning brothers, nevertheless. Now, looks like their text before this quick little video, and again, I don't know, they got a lot of clips from this scene that they set up, because this is the same scene in terms of Bud Light Bud Light branded little light above the pool table. They have Peyton in a really lame-looking sweater. Didn't even have the audacity to actually suit up like you always should, and he's holding a Bud Light can. I can't but think they probably shot 30 commercials at the same location, which not very visually appealing, but nevertheless, I guess is a good. I was about to say good ROI. I don't think this is making the money. It's a good way to keep costs down. That's perhaps a more accurate statement. And they say, quote, your Super Bowl ticket, is it 58, is calling, post a hashtag score seat, hashtag sweepstakes, then sign up at budlight.com/easy to score for your chance to win, unquote. So you got to do a couple things. You got to tweet the right handles, take a picture of yourself with Bud Light, which there are some comments, so supposedly a couple people did, and then you have to go to the website and register for a chance to win. Again, I know a lot of Americans worship sports balls, so I suppose they might like winning these tickets. Although, heaven forbid, if you actually have to consume Bud Light when you're actually at the venue, or if you're in a Bud Light suite, that could quickly turn into a nightmare. If you're at a sports ball event and the only beverage available is Bud Light, I can't help but shudder and think that could be a pretty compelling horror film, actually, now that I think about it. There's been worse films made, let's just say that much. Now, going to this quick 7 seconds of Mr. Manning, we'll go ahead and see what he has to say. Perhaps he'll enlighten us with genuine words of wisdom. Perhaps. I mean, the odds are against it, but let's go dive in.
Super Bowl's calling. It's for you.
Some mediocre music, and that's it. Talk about making the most amount of money for the least amount of work. That was like 3 seconds of him on screen. And I don't know, maybe they're paying him a lump sum to be their spokesboy, or maybe it's per commercial, but talk about low energy. I don't know if he even seemed to have that much energy. Perhaps he's drinking Bud Light, but yeah, he wasn't even excited enough to throw the product. Now, usually in these advertisements on X Twitter, Peyton Manning or whatever, is it Eli? Whatever the Manning brother is doing, he's throwing Bud Light across the bar, which is unsafe and ridiculous, obviously. But at least it shows he has a little bit of energy. Here he's just holding it in his hand and saying, here's the Super Bowl. Great. Oh, let's see what the statistics are. And it looks like this is 24 hours after this posted, that I wrote down the statistics. It only got 8,402 views and 90 likes, which is pretty bad for a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Although, not to brag in terms of, apples to oranges, I got 13 likes on one of my videos last week. Granted, for me, it's all about quality over quantity, the opposite of how they formulate and manufacture Bud Light products. And mine were the best likes on earth, bar none. The best fans, obviously. And if you take the time to like this video, I really appreciate it. Now, going to the comments section. Clever. So Cheryl did a hashtag score seat sweepstakes, and she just took a picture of Bud Light cases at the store. Interestingly enough, there's not a copious amount of dust on it. I would have thought that. No one liked that in terms of there's not heart. Now, Bud Light, again, I don't know. In their defense, they may very well be inebriated drinking Bud Light while they work there, but Bud Light did respond to her, saying, don't forget to sign up. But they didn't heart her reply. They didn't like it. Which, again, that takes 1/1000th of a second. Or even if you're slow, maybe a whole second to like a video, or in this case, like a tweet. But Bud Light didn't want to reward this person for actually saying something good about Bud Light, or at least buying sports balls tickets. So no one liked her. The next response comes from Walt. This appears to be a man with a beard, and he's pointing. Oh, clever! He didn't actually have to buy the product. He's at some type of beer store, and he's pointing to the cardboard sign above the Bud Light that says, easy to score a seat at Super Bowl. And Bud Light did respond. Bud Light didn't like him. And I hope he doesn't take it too personal. But his post got 0 likes, but Bud Light did respond saying, don't forget to sign up. Now, again, if you're in Bud Light, this Anheuser-Busch InBev, they're a multi-billion-dollar entity. They have resources to hire people for social media. It doesn't take more than maybe 2 seconds to write a comment. Even if they just copy and paste, be like, looking good, and write the software, so just insert his name, like looking good, Walt, or something like that. like hope to see you, hope you win, something like that. And they just responded with, be sure you sign up. So they didn't even like him. How sad. Xavier Carthen said, I'm in it to win it. Clearly not very intelligent. He didn't realize, because I'm pretty sure they specified, see here, post a photo, which, again, from a social media strategy, good idea, Bud Light, force people to embarrass themselves with your product in an attempt to go viral or whatever have you. But Mr. Xavier, they didn't do it. Needless to say, no one liked his response. Someone named the Crazy Cat Lady Catherine. Crazy Cat Lady Catherine? There might be an acronym we need to make for her. She's a very consistent Bud Light enthusiast. Or perhaps she's just inebriated. She simply scratched score a seat sweepstakes with a picture of her cat. Now, the cat is not drinking Bud Light. I would not recommend that as a pet drink. Perhaps on the last day the pet is going to be alive, it may be an unfortunate way to see them off to this next world, although many people would say it's cruel and unusual because of the taste, of course. And then she has a picture of herself with, again, it's like crayon font, or maybe she's just individually showing on her phone. It says, hashtag source sweep, all that. No one liked her response either. Like, 0 hearts. Bud Light didn't respond to her. You have CJ Queen, a gal. She uses the same picture, but again, she's just we've covered her before. Just want free stuff, whatever it is. No one liked her. This can't be. A couple of people posting pictures of transitioning people. What the heck? So Trinity Johnson said, who is the Queen of Las Vegas. That's her handle. Which, if that isn't a red flag, I don't know what is. Now, she says, quote, no Bud Light, and she's heavily pregnant in this, just for context. She says, no Bud Light in this picture, but my family had been waiting for our whole life for this moment. We hope to see you there to win them. My son's baby shower was Lions themed because his dad is a huge fan. Sad. Well, take pics with the Bud Light at our first game ever. So does she want, I guess, so they're a fan of the Detroit Lions, which somehow still has a sports balls team, interestingly enough. And let's see, they've been waiting their whole life for that moment. I don't know if they're insinuating they are waiting their whole life for a chance to win, to go see the sports balls, to see the Super Bowl. I mean, it would make sense. You're waiting your whole life to have the birth of a child or a son or dog. Like, that would make sense, but the grammar is not properly written. I'm confused by that statement. Now, someone actually did like that, interestingly enough. Bud Light did not, though. I mean, perhaps if, again, I do not recommend this, but perhaps if you are heavily pregnant and you drank Bud Light, the child could become the next VP of marketing at Anheuser-Busch InBev and inevitably do a better job than Alyssa Heiderscheld. That's not out of the realm of possibilities, though I don't recommend it. So again, that did get 1 like. Bud Light didn't like it. LV Girl said, score a seat, and it's a picture of, how embarrassing. The Sports Balls player Emmitt Smith is a cardboard standee at some type of grocery store, surrounded by Bud Light. A lot. Let's see here. And again, none of these are getting likes. Let's see. A couple of people more gifts. Here we go. Here's the first comment that's got more than a single like, which again, it looks like Bud Light liked 2 thus far. Perhaps that's just too much effort for them to click that button. Now, the first one that has more than 1 like is John, and he says, quote, I'd rather staple my face to the carpet than drink that crap beer, unquote. I got 8 likes, and perhaps it's a good fun game to play with your friend. Not physically, I mean metaphorically. When you have these questions like, would you rather? That'd be a tough one. Would you rather drink Bud Light or staple your face to the carpet? The perhaps most prudent question would be, well, is it an industrial stapler? Is it just a regular consumer grade like you see at the office? Because the size of staples do vary as well as the impact force. So, I mean, perhaps that'd be a tough call, I'll be honest. But that did get 8 likes. And as we scroll down, we have a lot of people just doing pictures of Bud Light. And it's hilarious. They came and take these, perhaps it's just above their pay grade. People are just taking pictures of themselves. Like, they're not posting pictures of the product. They're just at sports balls events. Which, again, if Bud Light was active in the social media sphere, or just have a modicum of intelligence, they would probably respond and be like, looking great. Let's see a picture of you with a Bud Light. Something to that effect, to actually drive more activity towards the brand. Because people love sports balls by default. That they're not getting paid to increase the brand quality of a sports balls league or player or anything like that. They're trying to sell Bud Light, presumably. And again, a lot of people, pictures with them, it's multiple sports balls jerseys. But I don't know how effective it is because, see here. I don't see any actually, there's not a lot of likes. They're just posting them. Let's see here. I mean, C. Mills says, quote, not an apology. Manning is a pawn, unquote, getting 2 points, although I thought he was a quarterback. Maybe he was a pawn. Sports balls enthusiasts perhaps would know a little bit better. Build Z 1970 says, quote, I'd have been seen with a butt light, but I'm not into guys, unquote, getting 4 likes. See here, show more tweets. Again, I let's see here. Show tweets that may be offensive. Of course, bonus button. Pittsburgh Trump 2024 says, quote, if you're a guy drinking Bud Light at a bar, I know you service other men. I changed it a little bit so it's moderately family friendly. That could get 1 like. A couple of responses in Spanish that look entertaining. Let's see here. Interesting. This is a new disclaimer. Speaking of ineptitudes, if you click the subscribe button, it may very well help with my assistance to increase my speaking acumen, maybe less stuttering, maybe slow down my rate of speech. So if you do click that button, I have a theory. I mean, when I first started the show, it was a lot more speaking errors, believe it or not. But as the subscriber count has increased, it's gotten a little bit better. So if you click that button now, greatly appreciate it. Now, go to this little new tweet. I haven't noticed this disclaimer. This disclaimer says, quote, visibility limited. This post may violate X's rules against hateful conduct, unquote. So we have a super secret hidden one. So, of course, we're going to click it. And I don't know if this word is pejorative. It's used in the automotive community. So I'm going to read it. Not that I'm saying it derisively, though I don't think YouTube cares about context. But nevertheless, I'll read it. VNX Dragon, though F- for marketing, not even a picture of a dragon in the profile picture, but nevertheless, this alleged dragon says, quote, my natural born manhood is calling and telling me to avoid this tranny nonsense, unquote. That did get 13 likes before it was super secret hidden. Now, if we go to the very top, interestingly enough, it looks like there's no major ones that are usually censored directly by Bud Light. But again, is this really driving any activity towards their sales? Are the sales increasing because of this marketing activity? Is it kind of staying the same or going down? You have a couple of folks who, again, we've analyzed these consistent accounts, or we see them again and again and again on Bud Light, which I'm not sure how sad or lonely you are in life if your main activity is interacting with Bud Light social media. I was going to say, please read a book or go meet some people or something. But nevertheless, it's just the same folks who want free stuff, which doesn't help them increase sales. It really doesn't do anything at all for the brand. So in terms of if I were to have a Bud Light Magic 8 Ball, in terms of their marketing, their sales for this one, is their sales going to go up because of this Mr. Manning? Do people love Manning enough to actually buy a product because he's holding it? Not drinking it, but I can't help but think, I mean, I don't think the boycott's going to go away anytime soon. Yeah, and I was going to say, I also think this will probably decrease the sales. And as the Magic 8 Ball would probably say, the outlook is, you know what? I'd say the outlook is not so good. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today again. Trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of January. So click that button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, giving me a like or a down or even a comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know what I can do better to improve the show. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight,